All right, Howlers, let's get howling. But first, a couple quick warnings. First warning, this podcast contains adult content.
Don't be a pixie.
Second warning, this podcast contains spoilers for the entire Red Rising saga.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Etsy, email, HowlerPod@gmail.com. Visit us at HowlerPod.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Where we raise the roof.
It's fun. You guys should try it. Stop being so cool and raise the roof. And rate and review us 5 stars only. If you don't give us 5 stars only, then we'll heart punch you and throw your heart into a flame where it will turn the color of nothing because you're a traitor.
I was going to say black, like your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like tar.
Yeah. And now, HowlerPod. Ow!
The demon lifts a black curved blade, dripping gore and effluence. Its helmet slithers back, and then firelight bathes Darrow's face as he cocks back his head and howls.
Hello, Howlers! Welcome to HowlerPod, your podcast for all things Red Rising, where every episode we dive deep to break down, celebrate, and discuss all aspects of the fantastic Red Rising saga by Howler number 1, Pierce Brown.
Ow, ow!
I am your host, Ben Reinert. I am joined today, as always, by the amazing Erin Ayers.
Hello, Howlers.
Hello. What are we doing today, Erin?
That was bubbly water. Chapter 63 through 70, reread Lightbringer.
Let's load up this star shell and shoot straight into our chapter summaries.
Hopefully we don't shit our suits or pee our pants before we get our hearts ripped out. Chapter 63, Lyria, Mashed Taters. Lyria has been left out of the planning, and she doesn't like to be left out. So
Who does?
She sneaks around. She finds a uniform. She goes to the command center and pretends to be Rona to get access. They let her through, and she makes it in, but her visit is very brief because Severo grabs her by the ear and pulls her back into the hall. He makes sure that she didn't see anything on the screens, and she didn't. Lyria says that she wants to talk to Darrow. A few hours later, Darrow and Severo come into the commissary where Lyria has been waiting. Lyria makes her case to Darrow that she can help win Volga over to their side. Lyria even speaks Nagal now. Darrow is wary, saying that if she goes behind enemy lines, they won't be able to help her or save her life. Severo is willing to take that risk. Plus, she doesn't know about the thing, so there's no risk to their secret plan.
Chapter 64, Lysander, the Noble Lie. Lysander and his 10 Praetorians land back on the repaired Lightbringer as it arrives in Ilium. They are sporting fresh wounds inflicted by Atlas to help sell the story of a Fa ambush on the Dustmaker. Lysander's return is celebrated by his followers aboard the Lightbringer. They all buy the whole story, hook, line, and sinker. Lysander is caught up on the latest happenings on Mars. Basically, it's siege and stasis. Lady Bellona's rep Pallas is like, we got to get back to Mars immediately, but no. Lysander, he has something much more noble to do. They must save the people of Ilium from Fa. The rest of the group is reluctant at first, but Lysander stirs them and has them all cheering and ready for battle after taking back Imperium of his fleet. Lysander then retires to his stateroom and meets Pytha there. He had vowed to tell her the real truth, but cannot bring himself to disappoint her.
Pixie.
And ends up telling her the same old lies. And Lysander cries into her arms as he recounts the horrors of Kaliki, and she comforts him.
That's a weird time. Their whole relationship is weird to me.
Yeah.
Chapter 65, Lyria, into the Maelstrom. Lyria is on her way to the sea lift to go up to Heraklion with a message in her pocket from Darrow to Volga. To her surprise, Cassius and Sigurd join her. Cassius couldn't just let anyone drop Lyria off.
Very special.
They are all going to meet Gudmund and Fenrir, who are going to deliver Lyria to Volga. The lift doors open and they head out into the station toward their transport shuttle. But then Lyria sees a strange shadow up above. Then all hell breaks loose. The Harbinger. The Harbinger starts to kill the civilians, and I could not figure it out. Is that an obsidian or an Ascamani?
It's an Ascamani.
But he's like 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
There's big Ascamani.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
confused by
They
that.
have multiple sizes.
I thought they were the little guys.
No.
All right, a big ass Ascamani starts to kill all the civilians.
Yeah, one variation of them.
Ah, damn.
Mm-hmm. Chapter 66, Lyria, the Fall of Heraklion. The crowd, they start freaking out, and rightfully so, because this fucking Harbinger is scary as hell. Cassius and Sigurd take control and start pushing their way through the crowd. Ascamani are starting to come out of the woodwork. This quickly descends into full-on chaos. They're just about to get their transport, then it's blown up with a missile, and Lyria flies back like a rag doll. She's now getting trampled. She manages to make it back to her feet. She's desperately looking around for Cassius. The whole place is turning into a bloodbath. Lyria locates Cassius, and they are joined by Sigurd. It's time to get the fuck out of here, but they can't fly out because there's missiles flying everywhere, and so they have to run out. And they make it to some jump pads so they can start like moving up the higher levels of the city and get away from all this destruction and chaos. And they're going to meet Sigurd's friends in this relic garden. They make it there, but Sigurd is warned that there's Ascamani that have landed nearby, and you don't want to fuck with them. And Cassius for sure doesn't want to fuck with them because they will kill him and take his armor like immediately. So it's time for him to leave. He's reluctant, but Lyria's like, you got to get out of here. So he kisses her on the head, and then he leaves.
So cute.
The Ascamani, they're claiming loot in the area, and Sigurd and Lyria, they go to their knees in an effort to not challenge them. But Sigurd kind of ruins that immediately because they start grilling him, and they're like, why are you here? And he's like, fuck off.
He says, go fuck a goat.
Yeah. They don't like that. And they're like, we're going to fuck you up, dude. And we're going to take your slave too, and you need to give us anything else that you have. And just before they're about to like pop off, Gudmund and Fenrir show up. Fenrir is a stained, and he's basically like, you fuck with him, you fuck with me, capiche? And the Ascamani are, not happy, but they're like, all right, it's probably not worth it to mess around with the stained. They leave. And then Lyria hops on Gudmund's back, and they fly up to their shuttle. They're going to head off to Volga.
Piggyback ride.
Piggyback ride.
Chapter 67, Lyria, Volga. Fenrir and Gudmund deliver Lyria like loot to Volga's warship. Lyria is taken from the hangar and put in a stateroom. She falls asleep without meaning to on the couch. And when she wakes, Volga is in the room watching the holo message from Darrow, but it's not Darrow on there. It's Sevro.
Mm-hmm.
Sevro's talking about Ragnar, about his good deeds as well as his bad. He tells Volga that Fa is working for Atlas, that this campaign spits in the face of what Ragnar was fighting for. He says Volga must take her place as Queen of the Volk and throw off Fa and Atlas's yoke. After the message, Volga comes over and sits by Lyria. They are friendly to each other, acting like it's old times. They're like, hey, sister.
But it's not old times.
Lyria says that she came for Volga to bring her home. Volga says she's already home here with her people. Lyria's like, I'm your people. That was like a weird, not Irish accent.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Volga is suspicious that Lyria is just a tool for Darrow. Volga doesn't believe that Fa is working for Atlas. Volga very much believes all that Fa has sold her, and Lyria is in disbelief at this. Volga had
Me too.
The more you read it, you're like, Volga, you're so stupid. She's just like, what?
Fucking snap out of it.
Now I'm like, was she ever smart? I think she's pretty gullible.
Yeah.
She's kind of like a follower, not a leader. Volga had a chance to kill Fa to avenge Ephraim, but Volga chose her people instead, and she's proud of that choice. Volga says Lyria never knew her, and Lyria's like, fuck you. Lyria reminds you of all that they went through together, but Volga doesn't soften. She won't be used to dethrone her grandfather just for Darrow to discard her and take the throne for himself. She talks like a warlord now. Quote, everyone from history hailed today was a butcher. Violence builds empires. Why are the Obsidians villains if every other great people has done it? And Lyria is like, fuck.
She's deep into this shit.
She's like, oh no. I'm going to die. Volga offers to send Lyria back to Mars to her own people for old time's sake. But Lyria says she's not leaving without her. Volga calls her a fat rat gamma, which is so rude.
That is mean.
You're just a fat rat gamma. That's good. And shows Lyria. Volga dumps the heads of Fenrir and Goodman out onto her lap and is like, are you scared now, bitch? And Lyria's like, I'm always fucking scared. Fuck you. I'm not leaving without you. So Lyria's got some gonads. I would have been like,
does.
okay, bye.
Whoa. Seems like a lot.
I'm out.
I kind of like those guys.
Yeah.
Chapter 68, Lyria, the king and his court. Lyria flies on Volga's ship toward the famed Nixian Isles of Europa. Each island is hosting a party for Fa's followers. They're celebrating their conquest of the surface before they go for the deep.
Woo!
Lyria talks with a
Sounds
copper.
like a cool party.
Lyria talks with a copper in service to Volga and gets some background on Fa and how he manipulates the Volk. She is fit with a muzzle and then brought to Fa's feast on the Isle of Zeus. It is a grotesque and absurd affair as the Jarls celebrate and Fa watches on from his throne. Fa receives the trident of Aeneas from one of his obsidian followers. Eventually, Volga is called up with Lyria, and Fa speaks with them both. Lyria tries to tell the Volk that they are pawns, but nobody pays attention. Fa tells Volga her penchant for mercy makes her weak, and that she needs to prove who she is. But before they can do that, they must feast. And in order for them to feast, they need their sigil beast, his Jarls.
What do we need to feast? We need our sigil beast.
His Jarls have been hunting. Fa booms. Where is Cyaxares?
Where is he? Chapter 69, Lyria, Hour of Hunger. The Leviathan is lifted up onto the altar. It's huge, like really big. It thrashes around until Fa jumps up and stabs it with his trident over and over and over in the head until it stops thrashing and gives the saddest moan in the entire universe.
Well said.
Volga is looking away, ashamed. Lyria has tears in her eyes. It's like Europa is dying. Hundreds of enslaved Reds come to butcher the Leviathan and distribute the meat. Fa brings out one prisoner from each color except red and obsidian. Sigurd and Lyria look at each other like, oh, we're totally fucked.
I love that moment where they're both just like...
They're like, oh, you, me, oh, no, dude. Fa tells Volga that she needs to take her passage of stains. He gives her the heart-ripping out gauntlet glove thing. She must take their hearts to wash away the taint of weakness from her. Volga says, but she's my only friend. But Fa says she has to choose between her past and her future.
Chapter 70, Lyria, Passage of the Stains. I hate to say this, but, Volga just really starts in.
She's like, closes her eyes and she's like, all right. She gets shark eyes.
I'm punching hearts out. And she does. And she just starts going down the line. And in the background, we've got Reds just carving up this sad Leviathan. Lyria is freaking out. Volga is moving down the line one by one, heart by heart. But Lyria starts to notice is something weird going on with the Leviathan. There's some movement and bulging from the inside. It's almost like something is trying to make its way out of there.
Where is it?
Volga takes poor Sigurd's heart as he attempts one last time in vain to stir the Volk to action. Hail! She now stands in front of Lyria and is having serious doubts. Fa tells her to kill her weakness. Lyria is terrified, but tries to reach her friend one last time. At last, Volga finds herself once more. She can't do it. Her arm sinks to her side. Then someone screams. They turn towards the Leviathan and see a demon born from inside. And it's got a razor. And then the figure's helmet slithers back, and firelight bathes Darrow's face as he cocks back his head and howls. Ow! What a great moment.
Man, Lyria almost fucking died.
It's like how much she's like chattering and shaking. That is just pure fear. Volga.
I would not want to be
kill a lot of people.
That was a lot of people. And very slowly.
And you already killed a dragon. Like, I'm upset with her.
I'm sure she killed lots of innocents in battle.
Right. It's tough.
Ben, what's the theme for these chapters?
This week's theme is choices. Lots of choices.
Some are made poorly.
We've got some good choices. We've got some bad choices. But we've got characters faced with choices.
Yes.
And we're going to start with Lyria. She has got this choice where and this is in our first quote is from her conversation with Darrow, where she's like, I have to do this. I have to go save Volga. You have to let me go. He's like, no, I don't want to let you go. You know, it's too dangerous and I can't protect you. And she's like, it's my choice. I want to help. So we've got Lyria, just the passion, the conviction of character. And I love like how much she cares about Volga in this moment, even though Volga doesn't fucking deserve it.
Right.
Lyria is like,
not deserve it.
I am going to bring back my friend no matter what. So let's hear Lyria here.
The further and further I go from Mars, the more I miss it. The more I want to fight for it. Lads and lasses younger than me will be shouldering rifles against Atlantis soon, if they aren't already. Lads and lasses that lasted the assimilation camps, like me. It wasn't their choice either to leave the mines. You chose for us. But they ain't hiding or whining like I've done. They're fighting. This is my choice. I want to help.
This is our Lyria just embracing her agency. You know,
she's also using some like guilt tripping.
Yes, yeah.
She's like, you fucking ruined my life.
Right.
You have to let me try to save my friend.
Yeah, she's a little manipulative here as well. But I mean, to get her way. But just like compare this Lyria to like the Iron Gold Lyria, who's like, all this terrible shit's just happened to me and I didn't want any of it. She's like, yeah, all this shit's happening, but I'm going to take control. I know what I can do. I know what I have to give, what I have to offer. And it's something that
she's ready to fight now. That
you need and that you can't possibly do. Like, they can't turn Volga, Severo, and Darrow. Like,
and they can't sneak around either.
Yeah, the only person that can do this is Lyria. So she's like, let me have this choice. I want to be able to do this. Darrow relents, and obviously she gets to go. So our next choice is our friend Lysander. And he's got...
Our what?
Yeah. I say friend.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. He has a choice to tell Pytha the truth.
Yes.
Or not.
And he chooses not.
And why do we feel like he chooses to not tell the truth?
Well, I think he doesn't... It's not that he doesn't trust Pytha, but he has decided he can't really trust anyone. And he knows that Pytha would judge him for the choice that he made, even though we admit it wasn't really a choice. Yeah. But
well, he did have a choice, but it would have resulted in his death.
Right.
Yeah.
But he wants Pytha to see him as she used to and not as someone who serves Atlas.
Mm-hmm. This goes to just show you kind of like the true fabric of Lysander, I feel like.
Yeah, right.
This is just
He's showing who he is.
Right. And he's compromising himself and compromising these relationships. He's lying to the people that care about him the most in the world. And like, really, you should never, ever be doing that if you are so scared that they're going to think differently of you because of a choice that you made.
Maybe you made the wrong choice.
Maybe you made the wrong choice, you know?
And I feel like he could have still told Pytha the truth here and like explained the whole truth. Like, if I had said no, they would have killed me and put a clone in my place.
Yeah.
Or a lookalike.
He would have just lost her respect and admiration, and she would have looked at him differently. So he wasn't willing.
But he could have had maybe a true friend that might be able to help him, but instead he wanted
to have his cake and eat it
and
too.
He even talks about like, now I have to be her sovereign, basically.
And it's just like, and then he's like crying into her arms. And I'm just like,
this is worse than him having sex with his aunt.
I know. It's just jerk off motion is all I can
go.
Get out of here.
I also, Pytha, after leaving the Archimedes, to me, it's like a different person.
Yeah.
Because she was like a kind of piratey blue, like rough around the edges. And now she's like mothering and sistering Lysander. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. I mean, I think that they had that relationship, right? I mean, she's known him since he was 10. So I could see how it developed that way. But yeah, she's like his last tether to whatever their life was on that 10 years together. And so I think they're both holding on to something, you know. But let's hear this quote from Lysander here.
With Rome no longer in my trust, I told myself I would confide everything in Pytha. But as she holds my hand, I realize that, while she may very well understand why I accepted Atlas's offer, she will never look at me the same way ever again. Not with the protective love of an older sister. To preserve that, I lie to her. I tell her the tale I told Cicero and Pallas and my officers.
This is just our Lysander spiraling down
the toilet.
Yeah, he's like just further compromising himself like over and over and over again throughout the end of this book. Mm-hmm. He just makes these choices that lead him down like a darker and more evil path, all in the name of what he wants. And his image too. Yes, and his image, and just like, I think comparing and contrasting like the choices that he makes to like Lyria, and especially Lyria, I think is a really fun one, because she's just like taking control, and all of her choices are, you know, unapologetically her, and like she's just owning every single aspect of it. And Lysander is like shirking that constantly. Like he's just compromising himself over and over and over again. And then Darrow's
he's not being brave, whereas Lyria's choosing like the harder choice.
Yes, and she's willing to die. Brave. She's willing to stand there and die
and get heart punched
because she cares about her friend so much. But Lysander can't even like.
And it's not just her friend. It's like she cares about what's right. She's like, Volga needs saving. Yeah. She saved Mars by coming out here. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm the only person she has to watch her back. You know? Lysander's not really sacrificing for other people.
Right. And he's so scared to even talk to his older sister about, you know, the truth of the situation, when he's like supposedly so justified in his choice, you know? So to me, it's just, I don't know, that is like the rotting of Lysander, really, where his like, he does have morals to a degree, but they're just like very rotted out in this book. Yeah. After a while, and they continue to do that throughout. So I think the easy things to compare is like Darrow and Lysander and the choices they make, and I think that's a great comparison. But I really like looking at like Lyria, because it's so pure versus like how compromised Lysander is. Mm-hmm. And then our next quote comes from Volga. She is talking to Lyria about Lyria's choice to give up the parasite, and then Volga like embracing her destiny or whatever as Fa's daughter.
as a murdering psychopath.
Yeah, so let's hear that quote.
You will not understand. You had power in here. She taps my head. And you feared it, so you gave it up. That is your choice. I have learned to stop fearing what is inside me. That is my choice.
Fearing what's inside you, Volga. Just murdering everybody that
Right.
isn't obsidian.
This is real, like, I don't know, Stockholm syndrome type stuff. She's like, to me,
She's like
she's
adopted Hoofaws.
right. She's just like repeating a lot of shit that he says to him, like he says to her. I mean, I feel like
You think too that after her time being abused by Ephraim, that she wouldn't like so quickly be like won over by another father figure.
But he uses like all of that against her, and I don't know. The parts that made me most mad about this conversation between Volga and Lyria is just like how much the Ephraim, like whenever Lyria would bring up Ephraim to Volga, she just like really kind of blew it off and was like, he took advantage of me. He was using me.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, like I thought we broke through all of that.
Yeah.
You know, in like Dark Age.
Well, like when Ephraim came, like went to save Sephi, like he became a hero in the end.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. And it's just like, how did
But
Fa
he
manipulate her so easily in that?
Ephraim didn't treat her well, obviously.
Right.
And she was a tool.
Yeah.
And she wanted that fatherly love. So Fa just kind of filled that
how much
void.
I guess that's the best explanation. It's just like how much she's looking for some kind of guiding relationship like that. Because she does talk about how she was filled with hate and she had a knife to his neck and he said, yeah, you can kill me, but you'll die. And so she was not willing to do that. And then but he also, as part of that, like convinced her showed her how she was just a tool.
Yeah.
That was being pointed at him and that she had so much more she could embrace. But it's like, I don't know. She really just lost herself here, obviously. And it's sad and it sucks.
You can even see, too, when Lyria's standing there and Fa's like coaching Volga, you can see the manipulation firsthand.
Yeah, and the guilt
you know?
and just like, guilt tripping her and just, and shame and like all of that type of stuff.
Yeah, she's like, my father did this, like the heart punching thing. And he's like, yes, and more.
Yeah, and
worse.
worse.
He's like, are you better than Ragnar? Are you better than me? She's like, okay, I guess I'll.
It's like, I don't know. But like the thing that gets me the most is like how she's just okay with killing all these animals. Not okay with it, but like how she's going along. She's going along with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And watching that Leviathan, we'll get to that later, but that Leviathan death was just...
It's sad, man.
My God.
Come on, Pierce.
Okay, and then our last quote is Fa, just putting that, like Erin was talking about, like this is part of, the guilt trip and the shame and kind of using all of this terrible mixture of feelings and her yearning for acceptance and love and a place against her. And so he has this great quote, and I can't wait to hear Nick's Fa voice.
Let's go, Nick.
She and the Republic are your past. I am your future. Choose.
That's scary.
Choose. That was fantastic, Nick.
Please don't hurt yourself becoming Fa.
He said he had a cold and it was a little croaky. I couldn't even tell.
I couldn't tell. Well, it made him more of a Fa.
I was gonna say maybe it helped the Fa.
That was a scary voice.
That was. You even got the accent in there.
Nick's gonna haunt my dreams as Fa.
But yeah, so obviously this is kind of like that final moment where she's about to start with the heart punching. And the whole time... These
are the choices.
I'm like, yeah, those are the choices that was the choice that she was faced with. And then she goes... I couldn't believe she actually went through with as much of it as she did.
All the way... Yeah, the pink, like the gold, okay.
It sounds like she really got into a rhythm.
Yeah, she kind of like like I said, shark eyes. She was like, meh, meh, meh. But like, you know, especially the smaller colors, like she was always like caring for things, and you know. And I was so sad. I forgot Sigurd died.
I know. Yeah.
I was kind of thinking.
I was wondering if he died too. I couldn't remember.
I was like, does it stop before him? And then he's like, hail. And I was like, Sigurd.
Yeah.
And then she does make one final choice. And I thought it was interesting that Pierce let us have Volga choosing, like dropping her hand before Darrow jumps out.
That's a great call out. I noticed that too. It was like it was very much like she makes the choice to not do it, and then all shit breaks loose. And so I agree with you.
It could have been like she was like and then
the
she
stuff
didn't
happens
have to
and we
make the
don't.
choice.
She didn't have to. Yeah, that's a great point. I love that she did actually make the choice to spare Lyria and was like, nope, I can't go through with this. Damn the consequences, whatever. She's accepting a lot.
Who
in that
knows?
moment.
She could have been like,
it's like,
yeah, it could have been like a quick. You never know. But
lots of choices. Luckily, it took a lot of convincing and a long time, but Volga made the right one.
And then Darrow chose a good moment to come out of the Leviathan.
Yeah.
Couldn't have come sooner? Maybe before Sigurd?
It's a lot of time in that stomach.
Yeah.
I can't wait for next week. All right, let's go to our next segment, which is how was Cassius hilarious today? Cassius didn't get a lot of chances to be humorous.
He was sweet today.
He was sweet today. He was a very sweet boy.
Sweet boy.
Yeah.
Such a nice guy.
When he shows up and like he's like, I can't let you do this by yourself.
Yeah.
Lyria.
And she's like, you can't stay away from me.
I love when she's like, yeah, truth is you just can't stay away from me, Bellona.
And he's like, hey.
Yeah. And then I think the sweetest moment is just him giving her the little kiss on the head.
And then he like,
my God,
phases
like,
out.
Iron Man's off. How's Cassius sweet today?
And also badass.
Yeah.
He was.
Love that guy. Yeah, he's fighting off some Askamani.
We should keep him around longer.
I know. I don't know how much longer we're going to have him. All right.
Next up is
the Prime 5.
5 of our favorite insights and observations from this week's chapters. I'll go first.
Yeah. What do you got?
I'm bringing back my segment. We had a piggyback ride today.
Yes. We can talk about Goodman the Jolly and Fenrir.
Yes. But remember, I was counting piggyback rides.
Yes.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
And we're going to get 1 or 2 more.
How many piggybacks is that?
I think, oh shit. I think we're at 3.
Yeah.
Piggyback 3. We'll say
Piggyback number 3.
I need to go check.
I really enjoyed Goodman the Jolly and Fenrir. They were...
Well, Fenrir was kind of like typical stained, he was strong and silent type.
He was badass, though. I love when he just like rolls up and he's like anybody want to make a name today?
And he's like, look.
Look at these tattoos.
Look at my stains.
Yeah.
And then Goodman's like, I'll eat a sausage.
Yes, Goodman the Jolly. He seems like he's having a good time despite the bad vibes all around.
Lots of bad vibes. I wonder how they killed them. They seem so like ready to.
They probably just got rolled up on by like 10 dudes.
They seemed hard to kill, basically.
Yeah. They probably weren't ready for it.
It's crazy too that, well, it kind of to me shows Atlas's hand where like no one gets away with anything.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Sigurd doesn't get away with it. Goodman and Fenrir don't get away with dropping her off.
Yeah, Fa learned from Atlas, who's all about closing all the loops.
Yes.
So it's just like, yeah, nobody...
Like, nobody can fuck around at all.
Yes. Consequences are a thing for sure. I thought those two were going to have like more of a role. I do love how the Pierce's just ability to kind of make these memorable little characters in like...
And then kill them immediately.
2 pages of screen time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so... Fenrir's got an interesting name. That's like a Norse god, I guess, that it's a wolf that's the son of Loki that starts that kills Odin and starts the apocalypse or whatever. So I thought he was
Well,
going to
he
have
did have a blood debt to Severo.
I know, I thought he was going to have kind of a bigger role, but he didn't end up doing anything. I learned that from God of War. It's a video game.
What's up next on our Prime 5?
I wanted to bring up the chapter Mashed Taters and compare it to a chapter from Golden Sun, Bacon and Eggs.
Yes.
Do you remember Bacon and Eggs?
It's Mustang talking to Darrow.
Yes. She's putting him in his place
over Bacon and Eggs.
Bacon and Eggs.
And also don't they get a full feast?
Yeah. And she's kind of telling him off and he's and she's like, don't think that I'm some, hussy that wanted to get with Cassius. I was doing this for my family, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, I'm in this whole thing. So it was this kind of very formative moment for the Darrow Mustang relationship. He's very torn because he knows that he's lying to her, but he also knows that he's in love with her. So, the drama.
The drama. I miss that drama.
I know. It's good stuff.
Our current drama is a little scarier.
Yes. But in Mashed Taters, I just thought it was interesting, the two chapter titles, kind of a callback, both in the lunchroom, both with women.
Food.
Yeah. Putting Darrow in his place over food, and where he's making assumptions about them in some kind of way, and they're telling him off no, this is the truth, and this is who I am and what I'm doing and why, and this is what I have to offer. So I thought that was cool.
And then I also in that chapter where Severo's she doesn't know about the thing, and he's and plus Cassius will hate it. Yeah. Severo's definitely send her. One, I don't care if she dies, and two, Cassius will hate it, and she can't compromise the thing.
Yes.
That's the first time where I was oh, the thing.
The thing.
I missed it last week. I was
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm ready. The thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, is the hiding in the belly of the Leviathan. That's the thing.
That's the thing.
Next up, Severo talking about Ragnar.
Man.
Gut punch.
I know.
Also in my heart.
It's the ability to still Ragnar tear up my insides.
Ragnar causes me more pain.
I know. It's
that's the worst fictional death of my life.
It is the number one for sure.
These,
I think about them all the time. It's too much.
I don't know if I think about him all the time.
Well, it's just
the
pain is still
the pain is deep,
always
and
there.
Just rereading his short time with us, and then his horrible death, and Severo trying to describe him to Volga is also so sad because Volga never had a chance to know him.
Right. And all she's heard is these legends, and now she's hearing from someone that's no, this is what he was really like. This is, his whole story. And
and Fa has spun a not good version of him, and Severo's he's the shield of Tinos. Yes. He literally fights for people who can't fight for themselves.
Right.
He doesn't heart punch them, Volga.
Yes, that's literally who he is. And I don't know. It was just is it emotional reading that again, and then just thinking about poor Rags building his house up in the Vale, and
he's these people are fucking up.
Man, I miss that guy. But that was just touching for sure. It was a great moment.
And to me, it's Severo joking about Cassius over the mashed taters, and then Severo being jokey, and then Severo being sincere here. I feel we're getting Severo's soul back.
Yeah.
We're getting
that's a great call.
The old Severo back in these chapters.
Yep. Yeah. Ragnar's abilities to still make me cry 3 books after he died is just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Okay, next up on the Prime 5, we've got Pierce. He's doing horror again. This
I don't like being scared.
Harbinger shit was I could picture this. This was like so just easy, like in my brain, like all these people in the street.
Cinematic.
The rain, yeah, very cinematic. It's raining.
We're in the station.
Yes.
It's open to the sea.
We're going against the people. The people's going this way. Then we look over and there's just this fucking harbinger there, and this like he starts like slicing people up. Like that was like so.
What is happening?
I can see all of that.
Yeah.
And oh man, it was terrifying. And then you've got these like very horror movie moments of just like these absurd things playing out where you've got like a Violet playing the harp.
Oh yeah, when they're the
like,
flashes where they run past.
Yes, all this death and destruction behind the gold diners. Like,
so the first time I read it, I think I thought they were like statues or something, and then the second time I'm like, oh, they're just old gold jewelry.
Yeah.
Do you remember those commercials?
Yeah.
They're just the old golds.
Yeah.
Like ready to die.
Yeah. They're just like waiting for the Asmani to like
dude.
show up and cut their heads off.
Crazy.
Which is weird. But yeah, it's just like kind of these absurd moments in between all of this like very scary destruction and death and murder. And these Askamani just are fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
They're very
And
scary individuals.
Like Foz Circle described, they're like animals. They have no empathy.
Right.
They're very
And I feel like Pierce gives
just
you
like killing for killing.
a description of them, but it's not like I still don't have like a fully formed
Well, that's why I was like, aren't they the little guys?
Well, I have some of the smaller ones, I guess I do, but
Yeah.
like like there's not been nobody's like attempted any art of an Askamani like big one yet or a little one really.
And it's because they've been evolutionarily changing out
And I think
on
that
the outskirts.
the lack of description and kind of like we get a little bit of a description of them at times, but it's like that makes them even scarier because it kind of lets your mind run wild a little bit, your imagination run wild, and
There's
then
like little mutants.
you can fill in the blanks and then kind of makes them even scarier in your head. So I love that. But that part was just like such like directly out of like an HBO TV show. I feel like
horror movie.
Yeah, and
Also, speaking of horror, them pushing the Greys out of the warship into the sea on the chain and the golds, and they like salute while they wait. It reminded me of, do you remember in Squid Game in the tug of war?
Yeah.
And then when one would get pulled, they would each get like pulled by the chain, which gave me fucking nightmares. I can't watch shit like that, man.
What is the salute to Akari that they said?
Akari, bear witness.
Bear witness. Yes. I was like, I want to start doing that to like very mundane things, like Akari, bear witness, and then like flip my eggs or something.
You could have said like at least like playing kickball or something.
Yeah.
The most
I want to go for
exciting-
like the most mundane things, like wash my car or something like that. Just like walk outside. Akari, bear witness.
Yeah, that's good.
I just feel like that's a badass salute.
Oh yeah,
That's
but
a real
like,
good one.
they just know they're about to all drown and be eaten by giant fish.
Yeah.
And then them describing them, and after that, when they cut open the Leviathan and they spill like bodies into the sea from the guts.
Yeah. It's all those guys. Not the same guys, but different guys.
I think
but
it's the same
similar
guys. I bet it's the same guys.
Well, Volga ended up catching a smaller one, so she caught like a calfling, they said.
Oh, really?
She didn't catch Cyaxares. Speaking of
Cyaxares.
Cyaxares,
So sad.
man, this made
me tear up.
Very sad.
This
Yes.
poor big fishy.
I was like,
It's basically the Loch Ness monster of Europa.
first of all, can we talk about this like description of this
like the multiple eyes and mouths and fins and
shark face, but then also it has like other heads on top of it,
yeah.
on top of fins with eyes and mouths.
And he's also like the biggest.
And then he's got 3 dorsal fins.
He's got lots of fins.
I was just, this was the extra heads. I did not remember that from the first time around. I don't know if you've seen the movie Tremors, but
Yeah.
it really reminded me of a graboid with the like snakes coming out of its mouth with the extra heads.
That gave me nightmares.
I was like, this is a graboid. But I love Tremors, great movie. But that thing, the description, wild. First of all, just like very
and it's
wild.
crazy. You're like, this like is a gross, ugly, hideous fish, but then it's like so
And
sad.
then I'm like, this is the saddest thing I've ever read. At the same time,
It's like the death of 3,300 years. Or something.
that was like, the part about Europa's soul, and then like it's like last moan of just like 300 years of like
of suffering or something.
suffering and loneliness. It was like, Jesus.
Pure.
That was
Darrow's and Severo and Cassius is inside too, right?
yeah.
Because, well, we don't know yet. But they're just inside chilling like, man, this thing's fucking sad.
And then just like the whole thing start to finish with like Fa jumping up there and just trying it 8 million times. I'm like, dude. And then he's like, check me out. Yeah. Killed the Leviathan. And I love Lyria's just like, he's a fucking bitch.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he doesn't
Like,
hunt. He doesn't do he's
just not even doing any of the work.
I love that. I love that where she's like, and his like fraudulence is just on full display in that moment. That was
And
great.
in that moment, you can see that Volga doesn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
She's like looking away. She can't
I
even
know,
watch.
that's just like, come on, girl. Come on.
Yeah.
Get it together.
Volga, I don't know.
I know. I'm a little iffy on her now. As much as I loved her, I'm very mad.
She would not eat a muffin right now.
I wouldn't give her a muffin. I would be a
If
little
she had
upset.
a muffin, she would rip its heart out. That's what she would do.
If I had like 6 muffins, I would take the muffin that I wanted first, and then I would give her the rest of the muffins. But I wouldn't let her have first choice at the muffins.
Why would you give her more muffins?
Because she's ultimately okay, and I still like her.
And
But
she's
she
a
can't-
big lady.
But she can't have the first muffin anymore.
Yeah, fuck you,
Yeah.
Volga.
I'm mad.
If I had the muffin, I would eat it.
Not before me. All right. Now that we've finished our Prime 5, it's time to name our Primus of the Week, where we choose the one character who conquered our proctors of plot and rose above the rest. Our Primus of the Week is...
Lyria
That's the easy one.
of Lagalos.
Our girl, Lyria. What a character.
Fatratkama. So many people called her Volga called her a rat more than once,
Yeah.
and then Fa was like, rat! She's like, get the fuck off me.
It's a bad rap.
Like, jeez.
I know.
Lay off the rat shit.
It's a tough.
And it's not her fault she was a gamma.
Right. Yeah. I mean, nobody chose to be here.
Right.
Yeah. So Lyria earned it this week. I love Lyria.
She did great this week. She's the bravest of them all.
Oh my God. So brave. And
I would not have done that.
No.
I've been like, she'll be fine.
Yeah. She'll figure it out. I'm sure. You guys just do the
I'm just
thing.
going to wait and
I'm
see
going to hang out down here,
if it works.
watch some hollows.
I'll come talk to her after you kill Fa.
Yeah. That's where I would start.
Yeah.
Like, good luck. All right. So yeah, congratulations, Lyria. Gosh, it's just great to see her continue to develop. One of my favorites.
And she used to be one of our least favorites.
Oh, I know.
Good for her.
Now, Volga, the scales have changed.
The tides have
Turned.
shifted.
Yeah.
Shifting sands.
Shifting sands. All right, let's go to the Howler mailbag. We've got some tidbits, of course. What do you got for us this week, Cassie P?
Cassie. Pew, 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 pew.
Hello, Howlers. It's Cassie with tidbits for chapters 63 through 70. I mainly just focused on 2 things this week. I don't know, it's a lot. This first one's kind of light, second one's a lot. Chapter 64, Lady Bellona is said to be playing Cassandra. Cassandra was the daughter of King Priam of Troy and was a priestess of Apollo, gifted with the ability to tell true prophecies but cursed that no one would ever believe her. Now I'm inferring that she gives all of her prophecies unsolicited, because I don't know why people would keep going back to her if they never believe a word she says every single time. Here's the fucked up part, because there's always a fucked up part in a Greek myth. Per the myth, Apollo granted her the gift of foresight because she consented to sleep with him. He got pissed when she changed her mind, but since he couldn't take back his gift, he tacked on a curse. I'm sorry that must have been frustrating for you, Apollo, but let's everyone remember that consent can be taken back at any time. Not fucking cool, Apollo. Now, there's no telling if Pierce is using Cassandra here in the more modern sense, like, here she goes, worrying again, or like me constantly saying people are going to die in the next book, or if he's using it in a classical Clue kind of way that what she's saying will come true. From the contents of Lightbringer so far, it seems like it might be the rhetorical sense, since Atalantia had her eyes set on Luna. But who knows? Lysander may have moved up a few spots in her strategic priorities, or she could just be so vindictive that she decides to wipe out his little rebel alliance while her other foes are pinned on the surfaces of Luna and Mars. Now the second one involves Lyria and Volga. Don't worry, just relax, I'm not shipping them. It's a callback. In this section, Lyria goes off on a mission to recover and redeem Volga, a treasured friend and comrade, and it reminded me very much of Tactus's tragic end. Both Tactus and Volga embarked on their journey, let's call it to the dark side, while nursing grievances. And that leads to anger leads to hate, blah blah blah. Tactus was tired of being called the mighty servant by his family, having his worth questioned by the sovereign, and being shut out by Darrow. There was that quote during that last scene. Was there a plan? No one ever told me. Volga's grievance was of course with the way that she'd been treated by everyone, like no crows. We saw that in Iron Gold, and then seeing the way that Obsidian had been exploited. That's how she sees it, so she kind of already has this kind of chip on her shoulder coming in. Both Tactus and Volga had blood on their hands when their friends found them, and they may well have gone on to spill more innocent blood had circumstances not intervened. When Darrow said he'd rather die than do what Octavia ordered Tactus to do, Tactus confesses that he was, after all, the mighty servant, implying that he would have carried out his orders. Volga had Lyria scared shitless, though not literally, because Lyria does say that she felt like she was going to shit her suit, but to the point where she could barely speak. So Lyria was truly afraid that Volga was going to kill her. I do wonder, what does fearing your friend, not being afraid for your friend, but fearing the friend herself to such a degree, what does that do to a friendship? I guess we'll find out. Now, where the two differed was that Tactus wanted to come back, but was not given the chance. This exchange in Golden Sun always gets me. Ugh, Tactus. Tactus starts. But I wanted to see what you'd do. If you were worth following. Was I? You know that answer. Am I still? He nods. Always. Volga showed signs of disagreeing with the things Foscourt was doing, but it sounded like her indoctrination was proceeding passably well, and she did not want to come back. Of course, unlike with Tactus, Volga ends up extricated from her situation alive, and we'll hopefully get to see that rehabilitation process we didn't get with Tactus. I wanted to take a minute and comment on Volga's logic when she discussed the history of man with Lyria. The logic that others have done what she's doing and been celebrated for it. It was okay for them. Why not her? Or similar logic of everyone else is doing it, or it's all over TV or social media. It's easy to slip down those logical steps and numb yourself to the wrong that you are doing. Some things cannot be undone, no matter the regret. So Howler, stay true to your inner compasses and listen to your better angels, however they appear to you. Lastly, with Volga, Pierce presented us the duality in life, Earlier in the saga, we got to see the difference between Harmony and Darrow. One poisoned by hate, the other nurtured by love. However, while we know what Volga is being fed are lies, she perceives what Fa is doing for her as love. He's given her everything, while the world before had given her nothing. Volga's fervor, however manipulated, comes from a genuine desire to gain a place for her exploited and oppressed people. To paraphrase Darth Vader, from her point of view, the Republic is evil. She's a freedom fighter. Yeah, there's two sides to every coin.
No sign off from Cassie this week.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah. We'll howl for you.
Thank you, Cassie. I feel like that one was for you because it was you liked tactics.
You wonderful nerd, you. That was just full of just
and Star Wars was
incredible.
the second thing.
Oh man, that made all the Star Wars references made me very happy.
I was going, is that Star Wars? And heed Cassie's words, Howlers.
Yes.
That was wonderful.
All kinds, like consent wise, following your better angels
yes, you can
wise.
take back consent.
There's a lot of
follow your better angels.
There's a lot of good advice in there. Very important life advice from
Yes.
Cassie. And I appreciate the Tactus Volga comparison. Not one that would have, triggered
my
for
mind to
me.
make- I've never
my
seen
mind.
anyone make it.
So that was wonderful. And it is extremely interesting to now see like what the other side of that would be, where Volga actually does have a chance to kind of rehabilitate. I love the point that you brought up about how your friend almost killing you could change your relationship.
Would it?
And I also had not considered that. And
Yeah,
so
and like right after this, it obviously all hell breaks loose, and then Volga then saves Lyria.
Mhm.
So it's almost like an immediate act of repentance by Volga, I guess. Or I don't know. She's starting to make up for it already.
yeah. And then Cassie also wanted to add that she was so excited to see Heather on the pod. She was inspired by Heather to share all of these tidbits. So
that's
that's
nice.
really nice too.
We have so many wise and wonderful researchers who do the hard work. Yes. Also, Apollo sounds like a bad dude.
Yeah, that was most Greek gods are not good.
Yeah.
Okay. This one comes from Crystal Bartlett. She said, I'm listening to episode 104, and I had to stop so I could write this email to complain about Quicksilver. You guys were talking about whether you would want to go with Quick on his little asteroid, and I'm going to have to agree, no, that does not sound like a good time. I was annoyed about all of the stuff Quick was saying when I read Lightbringer. I think I felt he was coming up with a convenient exit from the story for himself. He doesn't want to be a part of the war. He doesn't want to help anymore, so he's just out? Are you kidding me? You basically started this shit. Quick, get your ass back here and help.
Yeah.
Also, I think I realized the other thing that was bothering me as you were talking about the children of the corn and their own son and how they could all just kill each other. Do they know that they're inside of a world inside of an asteroid? Probably not. So even though they aren't forced to do a certain job, they are the new Reds in the mind. They didn't choose this life. It was just forced upon them. They didn't get to experience being part of society. And maybe they can eventually create their own families in there, but right now they really don't have family. How long until they find out they're in a bubble? And then what? It's like the Truman Show, or any book where the author has people in a bubble of society and they realize there's more out there. I think of the children's book series City of Ember, or when Veronica Roth tricked us with her Divergent, and all of society also wasn't divided into factions. Those people always find out that they are being... Yeah, whoops. It's Crystal's fault, not ours. Those people always find out that they're being watched and controlled in some way, and they want out. So fuck Quick for doing that, and I don't like it. And I don't know why I'm so pissed about this. It's rational. As always, Omnis VIR LUPUS, Hic Sunt Leones, and fuck Lysander. Crazy, wild, voice cracking hell.
Nice. You do the voice cracking ones. Yeah, that's a great point. All of those stories about the bubble kids.
Yeah.
Nobody likes it.
Yeah.
Quick.
I mean, you
Like,
can kind of say that about any form of existence. Like nobody really, I didn't ask to be here. I think about that all the time. But
Well, I think back to Men in Black, and I'm like, what if we're on a marble that a big alien has put on his cat's keychain? What if that's us?
that could be. I don't know, man. You're asking the wrong guy. But yes, I think like knowing that there's other options.
And how long until one of these kids grows up to like sneak away and figure out what's really going on? And then what? Then
you
they're
didn't really
trapped.
say they're like, are they looking? They're not like necessarily looking for another planet. It's not like he said that.
Yeah.
They're just like,
they're just continuing
on this asteroid.
I know.
Good luck with that.
Sounds like a bad time.
It does. It doesn't seem fun. All right. You know what it's time for?
What are we into this week?
Erin, what are you into?
I'm warily into True Detective season 4. I've seen.
I want to start this. I haven't yet.
How many episodes have I seen? 3 or 4. I guess 3 episodes are out right now. It's kind of scary. The past True Detectives were less. The past seasons were less ghosty.
Right.
What's the word?
Supernatural.
Ooh, supernatural.
Yeah.
This one's supernatural, and it fucking gives me the creeps, man. They're like up in Alaska or something, out in the ice, in the middle of nowhere.
And it's like perpetual night.
It's night all the time. So yeah, sometimes, and the show does a really good job of like, they're not like in your face, like, good morning, but like a character might be like eating pancakes and it's dark outside and you're like, is it morning? I would not want to live there.
That would be extremely dark.
I have a hard time in just normal winter with it being dark, more of the time. But the acting's great. Jodie Foster is amazing, and it's a spooky show. And trigger warning: there's like some scary dead bodies, so maybe don't watch with kids around. Because if I were a kid and I even glanced some of these scenes, it might be hard to forget.
I heard the showrunner or I read that the showrunner was very inspired by The Thing, which is one of my favorite horror movies.
I haven't seen The Thing because I don't like horror movies. This is like as scary as I can stand, which you probably don't think is scary.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of mystery, so I'm curious to see where it goes.
I'm going to go home and watch that first episode tonight.
Ben, what are you into?
I'm into some music. I went and recently saw the traveling Broadway show Girl from the North Country, which is a musical based on Bob Dylan's music and lyrics.
I heard you and John talking about this.
Yeah.
I was just like, Bob Dylan's old.
Yeah. So the musical was probably not like my favorite thing in the world. Obviously, like the performances and like the people involved, incredible. Like the talent of those people just like blows you away every time you go to one of those shows. I would say the story is kind of like not making a lot of sense, and it's kind of just like there's a story and then there's a Bob Dylan song and then there's a story,
like a musical.
Yeah, but it's not like it doesn't like tie in real well.
Yeah. It's one of those musicals where they use popular songs, which doesn't always flow as well.
Right. And so there's not a lot of flow in between like the story and the music. It's just kind of like story, song, story, song. But the music is really good. And there's like a live band that plays during it. Like I said, the performances are incredible. And so I've been listening to the soundtrack just because the songs have been stuck in my head. And they make, like, Bob Dylan's not the best vocalist, right? But he's a very good songwriter. So, like, they took all these songs and now they're sung by people that can really sing. And they make them and, like, put them in interesting arrangements and stuff. Nice. So, the soundtrack is really good. So, I do think the show is worth going to see. If it's coming to your town, I would definitely recommend it. I know some people I went with didn't love it as much as I did, but I thought it was good. And like I said, I've been really enjoying the soundtrack, so it's worth checking out regardless.
Nice. I haven't heard of it.
Especially if you're into, I'm not like a big Bob Dylan head.
Yeah.
But like if you were really into Bob Dylan, I think it's something like you would be.
You'd really like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen Bob Dylan live.
Yeah. I heard he looked dead.
He was very old. My review of the show was just old.
Wow, he's old.
Wow. Maybe he should stop. Was my review.
What's coming up next week in 2 weeks on HowlerPod?
In 2 weeks?
Yes, we're taking next week off.
Oh, I didn't know
So if you're
that.
listening week to week, this won't matter if you're like just popping in, but if you're
Hello.
listening week to week, we are taking next Friday off. There will not be a new episode
Good to
on
know.
February, I think it's the 9th. Yes, February 9th, no new episode. Next new episode will be February 16th. This episode comes out on February 2nd, which is my birthday.
Happy
It's a
birthday,
birthday
Ben.
episode.
This is our birthday episode.
But what are we reading?
Next week on HowlerPod, which we just explained is in 2 weeks, is chapter 71 to 76.
Clang, clang, clang.
Clang, clang, clang. Goes the Charlie. I don't know.
Confess.
We should make a musical.
Oh, we're writing it.
Okay, Howlers, thanks so much for joining us today. Special thanks to Miles, our best friend, for the episode art. We got a sick-ass trident this week,
It was awesome.
which has gore on it from
Yeah.
Syraxaries, the Leviathan. Special thanks to Nick Brinlow, and special shout-out for your creepy fa voice.
Very creepy. Very well done.
Choose. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
We're raising the roof weekly.
It's so stupid. We should have started something cooler.
I think it's
Like-
pretty cool.
All right. And follow us at HowlerPod on all your social medias, at HOWLARPOD. Email us for Howler Mailbag, howlerpod@gmail.com. Voicemail is 1-800-516-1540. All this is on howlerpod.com. Spread the word about the books. Always read the comic books if you didn't. Listen to the new audio drama.
Morningstar coming out soon.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, if you're hungry for more content, it's great. And rate and review us 5 stars only. If you don't give us 5 stars only, then I guess we'll hook you up to a chain of other bad reviewers
Wow.
and push you out the warship.
And fish for Leviathan with you.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Sorry.
And we won't even say, Akari, bear witness.
Well, they'd have to say it.
We'll say, 5 stars. You didn't give it to us.
Bear witness.
All right. Thanks, Howlers.
OMNIS VIR LUPUS. Ow!